so everything will be recorded and you can watch for later playback. This presentation is being brought to you by myself and our new community hero here at BigMarker, Megan. So Megan will be manning the chat today, so if you have any questions, feel free to chat with her and she will either relay them to me or answer the question best as she can. She just joined us a few days ago, so bear with us while we go through. So we're talking the BigMarker tour today. So typically we are usually hosted with Andy and myself. Andy is our community hero in charge of support here on BigMarker, so he helps all of the communities be successful. So if you have any questions about how to make your community successful and any support questions, you feel free to email Andy at bigmarker.com. He also watches our support box, and so do I too. So if you do have any questions, you can feel free to email him at support or lark chat him. And I am Joe Yeoman. I am another community hero here at BigMarker, and I am helping with outreach and promoting your event. So if you have questions on how to grow your webinar or group, I am the person you would talk to for that. Here's my email. It's joe@bigmarker.com. It's very easy to get a hold of me. If you would like, we can always schedule demos in the future with your whole group. We can easily do that, and we'll move forward with the presentation. So what is BigMarker? BigMarker is, as you can see, live conferences about things that matter. So basically what BigMarker is it's the world's largest webinar platform. So we try to provide a place for people to host meaningful content online. So it's not just a space like Skype or GoToMeeting where it's a tool to meet face-to-face. BigMarker is something more than that. It's a space literally for your community to be successful, your group or organization to be successful. So we really want to help people grow and learn and share. So that's what motivates us to move forward. So more about what is BigMarker. So basically on the practical side is we combine a web conferencing platform or a webinar platform with an online group. So you can think of it as a Facebook group with webinars. So basically the idea is you meet face-to-face like we're doing now and have your presentation, and then after the conference or before these conferences, you'll have a space to meet and post. So the idea is you have it all in one space so you don't have to email people back and forth, etc. How do we help people? So this is an easy question. So basically you're able to host an unlimited number of web events. So the idea is that these web events allow you to host classes, sessions, webinars, one-on-ones, whatever you would like to call them. This would be a presentation, so we would consider it a webinar. But you can use this space and this space. It's kind of a malleable tool, so you can use it for what you need to. We have had people in the past broadcast their weddings on BigMarker to people who couldn't make it, all the way to these two groups here, DoctoralNet and Jackson Career and Life Coaching. Use BigMarker to host both classes, sessions, webinars, and they both use it for one-on-one. So they host private sessions with some of their different people they are helping out one-on-one. So another thing we help with people is attract a new audience. So BigMarker does have a space for you to promote your webinars. We tweet about it, we Facebook about it to help you engage new people. And then also too, we want you to engage members in a new way. So obviously video conferencing and webinars are a great way to actually meet people face-to-face. It's a cool type of content that you can do. And again, I'll go back one step quick just to remind people what is BigMarker. I see that we have a new attendee right now. So we combine a webinar platform with an online group. It helps you meet face-to-face and then meet between these two face-to-face events. So on BigMarker, it's broken up into several different places. So the first one to look at is our homepage. So this is our attracting new attendees and new audience. On our homepage of BigMarker, we do promote upcoming conferences. So this is the featured conferences at the top. Then we have upcoming conferences, and then below that we would have our past conferences to promote the recording. So the idea with this is that our homepage helps promote these public conferences, so anybody on BigMarker can attend any of these conferences. So it's a good way for people to see what's happening on the site right now and to join it. So again, we can see all of these upcoming conferences. And then let's sign in. So if you logged in, we go to our personal home. So this is your signed in home. So we have two home pages. You have the unsigned in, so that's just the main BigMarker homepage, and then you have the signed in homepage. So your signed in homepage is a lot like the front page. Basically, it shows all of the upcoming conferences that you can be a part of. They're either being hosted by the communities you're in, or you are hosting them. And then we have all of the recordings that you can watch. Either these are ones that you have attended in the past or are part of your community, or again, something you've hosted. So it's an easy way for you to see what events you can partake in. And then below that, we have your communities. So this part shows off what groups you're actually in. So again, it's easy to navigate from here to all the different groups that you are part of. And then on the next slide, we have our community. So this is the meat of BigMarker. This is where most of your interaction takes place. So again, it's a webinar platform inside of this online group. So to create webinars, you do need to have an online group on BigMarker. So you can see that this is our community organizers group. So if we zoom in, you can see that the group has several different functions, from a bulletin to a calendar to conferences to members to about to settings. And on this bulletin, which is where we're at now, is the main space for you to post updates, which will send out an email out to your different members telling them what's happening in this update, and they kind of comment on it and things like that. You can also share files as well. And then from there, you can see your calendar of upcoming conferences, all of your upcoming conferences. See who's the members of your group. So again, look through their photos and profiles, and then see the about part of your community. And then if you are an organizer, you can click the settings, and that actually edits your community settings. And then we have a new feature over here to the right. This is our community chat. So you can see this is a community chat. People are chatting in it. The idea with the community chat is that it is a space for you to have an impromptu meeting. So basically, you are on the community bulletin, and you see that 4 other people are on the community bulletin, and you can all chat each other without sending emails back and forth. So it's almost a little conference room inside your community. And again, the idea with the community comes back to this is a space to connect between these virtual events. So we're in a virtual event now. We could use the community to connect between it. On the next slide, we'll talk about how to create a conference. So to create a conference, it's very easy. I should show this. On your community, you can click New Conference. Or anywhere on the site, you can click Host a Conference. So we say conference. Conference, again, you can use it as a term for video chat, web conference, class, whatever you would like. Basically, to create one of these virtual events, all you would need to do is click Host a Conference. It takes you to the next page, which has our conference creation. It is a single page, so it's easy to do. And it starts with the most basics at the top. So it's literally the what. So at the top we have give your conference a name, so you can select what your conference name is, and then that'll fill out a URL underneath it, tell people what it's about and what it's covering, add a photo, select the when. That's pretty easy, so you can do the future or you can select now. Hosted by, so again, this is the who. So the first one is who's the host community. So again, your conferences on BigMarker are hosted by these groups, so you select the group that it's being hosted by. So for example, this is going to be hosted in the Big Forum, so you can select that, or you can select your team, etc. Categories, if it's a webinar, this makes it easier for searching. Who's the presenters? So you can select anybody that's inside of your community as one of the presenters. So for example, if you landed on our community conference page for this, you would have seen myself and Megan as selected as conference hosts. So I selected that beforehand. On the far right, we have conference options. So we have privacy, public versus private. So public, again, means it'll be shown on BigMarker's homepage. Private means that it's harder to find. Anybody with a link can join it. So you can share it if you'd like, and you can invite people to join it, but it's much harder to find. Underneath that, we have the capacity. So you can select how many people are allowed inside the conference. Our capacity right now is 250 people, but if you would like less, you can select less. And then we do have a new feature called Smart Spots underneath that, which allows you to create it's hard to kind of explain. Basically, it only shows so many seats that you have out there. So instead of showing 250 seats available, it'll show 25 available. It'll select a percentage to only show at a certain time. So that makes it so it feels like that there's a need to sign up now compared to signing up later. Underneath that, you can select the language the conference will be in and the location of our servers. So the idea is BigMarker has servers all across the world. We have them in North America, South America, East Asia, Southeast Asia, Europe, and Australia. Australia is our newest one. So you would select the conference server closest to you and most of your attendees. So if you are hosting a conference in Belgium, and most of your members are all scattered throughout Europe, you would select the European server. and then that would make your conference run more smoothly. Then we have upload recording to YouTube. So this uploads your recording to BigMarker's YouTube channel to make it easier for you to share. And then underneath that, we have the sell tickets. So you can actually make money off of your conference. So you can charge them admission. So you can sell them for $10 a piece, and then everybody has to have a ticket to attend. Or you can allow chip-in. That is also a newer feature where basically members can select how much they would like to donate to attend the conference. They are asked while registering or entering, and when exiting the conference, how much they would like to donate. So again, they can still enter for free, so it's still something you can provide for free to people. But if you would like to have people donate to it, if they think the content's great, you can select chip in to be on. And then to schedule the conference, it's easy. You click schedule conference. And then that will take you to the conference landing page, which almost looks identical to the page before it. You have the name, the time, the what, an enter / your conference image, the ability to share, who's registered, hosting community, hosting presenter, and then the conference logistics underneath that. So at any point in time, you're able to edit your conference, even while it's happening or afterwards. All you would need to do is select edit conference. That is also where you delete your conference as well. So if you'd ever like to delete it. And entering is pretty easy. You click to enter, and you are inside the conference room. So conferences, just to let you know, they can host up to 250 people. So that means you can have 250 people inside the conference room at any given point in time, with 12 people sharing their webcams. So we do limit it at 12 because of bandwidth reasons. You can't share more than 12 because it bogs down the system pretty bad. It's cloud-based, so that means it loads right in your web browser. For communities as well, just to know, you can have an unlimited number of people inside your community. So again, you can have 1 million people in your community and then every day host a 250-person conference. We also don't have host licenses, so any one of your members, if you give them the privilege to, can create these web events. So if you have 10 hosts inside your community, all 10 of them can create these conferences if you would like, / webinars. So that makes us a lot different than some other companies out there, which you get to pay for the host licenses. So now we're in the conference room. So when you enter the conference room as a host / presenter, you are prompted to share your camera and mic. So this is our staging screen, I guess is what you could call it. So basically what this is it gives you a place to test your system before you start sharing. So if you wanted to comb your hair or adjust your mic, you can do so here. And then when you are done, you can click done, continue, and that takes you into the conference room. Conference room's broken up into 3 major sections. The first section is page layout. So this allows you to select the layout. There are 3 layouts in the conference room. There is group, focus, and media. So the group and focus layout, I'm going to click those right now, are just webcams. So if you had multiple webcams, they would show up in a different arrangement. And then the media shows the presentation. In the middle of the screen, we have share media. So this allows you to select the media you would like to be sharing, from add a presentation to share my screen. Underneath that would publish your webcam, as you can see now. Onto the top right, we have the options tab, which would include, if you were the presenter, you would see chat, people, share, record, and help. And then at the far right, bottom right, we have your settings. So this is your personal settings. This is your control panel, which allows you to share your webcam, microphone, if you were the host, mute all, and you would also have these attendee controls if you were the host. You also have a raise hand button. Currently, right now, I have the attendee controls turned off, so you are not able to share your microphone and webcam. Only I am able to, all the presenters. So we will continue forward. So 2 other controls that organizers have during the conference room. The difference between a webinar room and a meeting room is these 2 buttons that you have, 2 sets of buttons you have here. The first one is a lock page layout button. So when you create your conference, you can select if it's a meeting or a webinar. The lock layout button allows you to lock the layout. So when you switch layouts as the host of the conference, it will change it for everybody. Also, the attendee controls is pretty self-explanatory. You can turn it off, and attendees can't share their webcams and microphones. You can turn it on, and attendees can share their webcams and microphones. It's a nice way to do your presentation. A lot of times, most presenters like to do their presentation to begin with, click end recording, and then turn on the attendee controls for people to ask questions. So let's look at the options tab. So in the far right, we have the options tabs. Again, the first one is chat. Chat's very easy. You type to chat. You can say hello. The only other features really in chat that you should know about is this little black button allows you to select the color of your chat that you would like to send. So you can actually send a chat in a fun color. There's blue. And then the chat with. So we have a chat with button, and that allows you to chat with somebody privately. So you can actually send them a private chat. Private chats are not recorded. The regular chat is part of the recording. But the private chat allows you to send a private chat to that person so that it's outside of the main chat room with everybody. It's a good way to talk to your fellow presenters if you need to. And that is, again, the chat with button. Next, we have the the users panel, which shows you, the people panel, which shows you who's inside the conference room and their statuses. So if you click to people, you could see that each person is given certain statuses. So a star means they're an admin in the room. That means they can kick users out. They can do whatever. In a meeting room, everyone's an admin. In a webinar room, only the selected presenters are admins. And then we have the name of the person, if they're sharing audio, if they're sharing video, if they're presenting at that given point in time, which means they're controlling the presentation inside the conference room. And then if you scroll over somebody, you can give them control of the conference room or kick them out of the conference room. So those are just a few things that you need to know. And then on the next screen, we have share. So this is both sharing presentations and sharing your desktop. So to share a presentation, you click Browse File, and then you upload the file. You can upload Microsoft Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, image files, and PDFs. We suggest uploading everything as a PDF because they tend to translate better onto the conference room. So again, right now this presentation is actually a PDF. Just something to know, all of those Microsoft and Microsoft compatible applications all save as PDFs. And then underneath that is share your desktop. Sharing your desktop is very easy. You can click share your desktop. It pops up a Java applet where basically you can start sharing your desktop. It will ask you to download it, in fact, which is the next screen. So basically what happens is you click share your desktop, and then you get a little pop-up that asks you to save this file. You click OK, and then you select the screen you would like to actually start sharing, and it shares that screen. And you are not given a preview screen. It just tells you you are sharing that screen. And when you see this, you know that you're sharing your screen. A few things to know about screen sharing is it's not part of the recording. So that's something that's coming very soon, that it'll be part of the recording. So that's just something to note. And sharing your screen, you should know that it takes pictures. How it works is it takes pictures of your desktop as fast as possible and whips those across the internet as fast as possible. So there is some delay in it. It's maybe a second or 2 seconds at the most. It means you can't watch videos through screen sharing, or probably shouldn't watch videos through screen sharing. It also means too that when you are sharing your screen, if you're sharing a website, to go slowly. If you're on a Mac, the last thing to know is if you're on a Mac, please consult our Help Center. You can see our Help Center at help.bigmarker.com. It does tell you how to download it on a Macintosh computer. There's a few more steps than there are on a PC just because of how Macintosh treats Java applets, so please read our Help Center guide for that. And then finally, recording the conference. You can record all of your conferences and webinars. So recording, it'll record the audio, the video, the presentation, and the chat. It will not record, again, the screen sharing or the private chats. So you click to record, it starts recording. It's a start and stop system. You hit start recording and it starts recording. Once you hit stop recording, it basically starts processing. And then that is published on your conference landing page. So where you enter the conference is the same place where you watch the conference recording. You can click to watch it. You can embed it on your own website. You can share it on Facebook or Twitter. You can also view it on YouTube if you download it and upload it to YouTube. Last but not least, the cost of all of this is it's for public use. It's 100% free. So basically how that works is if you are hosting public webinars or conferences and managing your community in the public so anybody can join. For example, if you are a nonprofit that's looking to host webinars to help people find out about to find out about cancer, you can actually host them for free. People can attend, and it's great for both you and the world. So that's why we support those by making them free. If you're meeting privately and using BigMarker more as a group collaboration tool, so you're meeting with your nonprofit board or your business, it is $20 a month, and that allows you to have more privacy options. And then BigMarker versus others, these are questions we get asked a lot about what's the difference between us and GoToMeeting and what's the difference between us and Google Hangouts. GoToMeeting is expensive, it's hard to use, it's a download. Google Hangouts, you can only have 10 friends on it compared to 12. You have to have a Gmail account to enter a Google Hangout, sorry. And they don't offer support because they're Google, and Google doesn't offer support for anything. Whereas BigMarker, it is free for you if you're using public. It's also free if you are an attendee. We want to try to make it as easy as possible. It's browser-based, 12 webcams, 250 participants. You can use any email to sign up, and we have guest access coming soon. And then you also have support from a human being. And at any point in time, feel free to follow BigMarker. We have our help center, which has all sorts of help guides. We have a blog that is now being added with all sorts of different items. So that is actually something Megan's working on today, is adding more stuff to our blog to check out. We also have a YouTube page and a Facebook page and a Twitter page and all sorts of other pages. Feel free to please check those out. There are other ways to connect with us too, just in case you wanted to. And then, again, we have Andy at BigMarker as well, and myself, Joe at BigMarker. So if you have any questions, feel free to email us, and that ends the recording. And then we do have a question. So can you stop a subscription